There are dreams that are not imagination. They are invitations from the unseen, a calling from your future self. And yet, most dreams never die from failure. They die because we speak them too soon. You had a dream about something you want, a goal, a person, a future, and you told someone about it. They listened, they smiled, they said nice things, but inside, something in them resisted. Maybe they were jealous. Maybe they doubted you. Maybe they didn't want you to succeed, and their energy, whether they meant it or not, attached to your dream. Al Ghazali called this the evil eye of intention. When you speak your dreams to people who aren't aligned with your success, their energy can block what was meant to unfold, not through magic, but through the invisible influence of thought and emotion. You wake up from a dream that felt different, not just random images or fragmented memories, but something clear, vivid, meaningful, like your subconscious or something beyond it was showing you something important, a vision of where you're going, what you're meant to do, who you're meant to become, and you feel it in your chest. That pull, that knowing. This wasn't just a dream, this was a message. And the first thing you want to do is share it because it feels too big to hold alone, too exciting, too significant. So you tell someone, a friend, a family member, someone you trust, and they listen. They nod. They say things like, "That's interesting. That's nice. I hope it works out for you." And on the surface, it seems supportive, but something shifts. You can't quite name it, but the energy around the dream changes. The certainty you felt when you woke up starts to fade. The excitement dulls, and within days, maybe weeks, the dream feels distant, like it belonged to someone else, like it was never real to begin with. Al Ghazali studied this phenomenon for years. He wrote extensively about dreams, visions, and the unseen forces that shape our reality. And one of his most serious warnings was this: do not speak your dreams to those who are not ready to hold them. Because dreams, especially the ones that matter, carry energy. They're not just images, they're seeds, possibilities, potentials trying to take root in your life. And when you speak them too soon to the wrong people, you expose them to forces that can destroy them before they ever have a chance to grow. Most people think that sharing a dream is harmless, that talking about your goals, your visions, your hopes is a way of making them more real. But Al Ghazali would say the opposite is true, that speaking a dream too soon makes it less real. Because the moment you share it, you invite other people's energy into it, their beliefs, their doubts, their limitations, their fears. And if those beliefs don't align with your dream, they become obstacles, not physical ones, energetic ones. You tell someone about starting a business, moving to a new city, pursuing a relationship, and they respond positively. But you notice something, a flicker in their eyes, hesitation, a subtle tightening. They don't believe you. Or worse, they don't want you to succeed. Not consciously, not maliciously, but somewhere inside them, your success threatens something in them. Maybe it reminds them of their own unfulfilled dreams. Maybe it challenges their view of who you are. Maybe it disrupts the dynamic between you. Whatever the reason, their energy shifts, and that shift affects you. Al Ghazali called this the contamination of vision. When you share something pure, something that came to you in a vulnerable state, with someone who is closed, doubtful, or envious, their energy mixes with yours. Once mixed, it's hard to separate. You start hearing their voice in your head. Their doubts become your doubts, their fears become your hesitations, and slowly you begin to see your dream through their eyes instead of your own. And when that happens, the dream loses its power, not because it wasn't real, but because you let someone else define it for you. This is why Al Ghazali warned against telling dreams to just anyone. Most people are not equipped to hold another person's vision. They're too caught in their own limitations. And when you share something beyond their current reality, they pull it down to what they know. Every time someone minimizes your dream, questions your ability, or projects their limitations onto your vision, they place an energetic block between you and what you're trying to create. You've felt this. Someone responds to your excitement with, "Are you sure?" What if it doesn't work? Have you thought about the risks? And suddenly you're thinking about problems instead of possibilities. That shift, that erosion of belief, is how dreams die. Not through attack, but through subtle doubt. And the most damaging doubt often comes from those closest to you because you trust their voice more than your own. Their concern is often fear disguised as protection. And if you're not aware, you mistake their limitation for wisdom. This is why silence is sacred. When you receive a vision, a dream, a calling, the safest place for it is inside you, protected, nurtured, allowed to grow in the quiet space of your own belief, because there it is pure. As it grows, as it becomes stronger, as you act on it, it gains momentum. And by the time you share it, if you ever choose to, it is no longer fragile. But speak too soon, and you expose it. And sometimes the people who love you most limit you most, not because they don't care, but because your growth threatens their comfort. They remind you of who you were, not who you are becoming. And if you're not careful, you begin to believe them. Their doubt becomes your ceiling. Their fear becomes your cage. Al-Ghazali said the wise stay silent, not because they lack dreams, but because they respect the spiritual laws of growth. You don't plant a seed on concrete and expect a garden. You don't hand your destiny to people who can't carry their own. Protect the seed until it roots. Protect your dream until it breathes. Yeah, when you find someone who expands your vision, that person is rare. Keep them close. Until then, keep your dreams in the sacred space of your heart. Let them strengthen in solitude, become real in silence, and when they are ready, no one's doubt can touch them. Silence is not secrecy, it is spiritual intelligence. Some visions are born in solitude and only survive there. Guard your dream like a trust from the divine, and when it blooms, the world will witness, but only when it's time. If this message touched something true in you, subscribe to Mystics and Masters for more teachings from the sages who walked the inner path.